and welcome
to a hot and steamy episode of the Lume Plotters.
Ooh, hot and steamy. What's going to happen today?
Hot and steamy because Mahmoud will be pissed because I will make fun of his favorite new watch.
What is his new watch?
We will talk about it in a little bit.
Right. Okay. What are you wearing today?
Do you not know? Do you not know which watch just came out slightly before we started recording? It was literally released. It must have been under embargo until about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, no. You mean it starts with A and ends with P?
Yeah, it starts with an A and ends with a P, and it looks like a Cartier. Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
But before we do that, what are you wearing?
So I am wearing, I was just flip-flopping because I was working on, under desks and all of the stuff. So I wore my titanium G-Shock Square, the GMWB 5000 TVA. I think it's a TVA, not the TVB. I have no idea. It's the black one. But I changed back to the Explorer. Ta-da.
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 Nice. You're still liking it.
Yeah. So conundrum, right? I have a watch on auction, which is the Panerai, which already has a bid. So that means that's going to be. I
didn't even check the new auctions.
That's going to be sold. That's great. Then the Norcane doesn't have a bid yet. The one that I'm selling.
It's not going to.
Well, let's see.
It's such a weird watch.
But somebody will like it, I'm sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that my wife doesn't like it. I was so sad because I really like this watch, but I can't have both. Anyhow, and of course the Grand Seiko is gone, so that is sold.
Which one? Out of the two?
The High Beat.
The High Beat, yeah. Which you get
I needed
the quartz.
The cash. Yeah, I
but the quartz is still there because I like the quartz one better. I don't like the white dial as much. It's a little bit too.
I must say I love this watch. I had my pleasure with it, let's say it this way, but I didn't super duper love it, right? By all means, it was an amazing watch, right? It's like when you're trying to convince yourself of how good this watch is, right?
Yeah.
But then you're not wearing it really with your heart. Half of it. I mean, I really like this watch and I think it is a fantastic watch, but it wears comfortable. It's super good, well to read. It's a GMT high beat movement. I think the dial is lovely in person when you see this with the vertical stripes on it. Super cool, but yeah, sometimes, it's the specs, everything says it's amazing, but somehow your heart is really not so attached to it. So I don't feel bad that it's gone. Now I have also the Ranger that I haven't sold yet. And the question is, do I still want to sell it? Because I also still like the Ranger. It's somehow redundant with the Explorer, but somehow I still like it too. So,
I will tell you in a moment something about my feelings of the Ranger, because I want to talk about that as well.
Okay.
I am wearing, on the other hand, my Tudor Black Bay 54. Always a pleasure.
It really looks so nice. I just watched a very nice video about a former Tudor boutique manager who just spilled the beans on which watches were selling, which watches were not selling, which watches he liked, which watches he didn't like, blah, blah. And also some of the stuff that he thinks will happen this year.
And what was the
anniversary. Similar to what the takeaway was, Black Bay selling very well. Gold watches, he said in his boutique there in the US, they only sold one, and that's the one without the bracelet, right? And he has no idea how anybody is going to sell these, but
at 60,000 dirhams, remember, it was half of retail. Somebody was selling one, and I was like, for 60K, like that's a pretty good deal. Yeah.
So then he said they will be slaughtered in the secondary market, these gold Tudors. So, but he said Black Bays are selling very well. Pelagos, saying okay, but not very, very high. He says some of them are selling okay. The 39, for example, sells very good, and he thinks it's the best of all of the Pelagos line. The Ultra is sellout, so that means as they come in, they go immediately within hours. So even if they put them in the window, or did put them in the window, they are just gone within hours. Somebody's buying them, so that's good. The what's it called? The
Lume,
the daring watches. No, they didn't talk about these for whatever reason. The daring watches were, so the flamingo blue and the pink and all of the stuff, all of these variations, they all sell very well, of course. And he said, when you see any of these in any boutique lying around, buy it, right? Because obviously, I mean,
I've been asking for a Lagoon Blue every time I go into a Tudor boutique, and nobody gives me one.
Yeah. So apparently, this is one of the things in Dubai Mall. These Tudor boutiques, they're serving also profiles with, I don't know, 6 figures at the moment with these kind of watches. It's
Which is
very hard.
Ridiculous.
However, in Germany, you can get them much, much easier. But yeah, that's a different story.
Now,
so he basically said as a what he thinks will happen this year. He doesn't know, but he thinks there might be, of course, 100-year Tudor anniversary, and there is another anniversary of a specific watch. I don't know if it's the Black Bay 10-year. 2015. No, it was anyhow something else. But he said 100-year anniversary of Tudor, so from 1926 to 2026, and he thinks that the big block is coming, the chronograph, and that most of the other chronographs might be ditched over time because now that they have the in-house chronograph, of course.
I don't like any of the Tudor chronographs. I think they're all ugly. They're too big. They're too bulky. And they should be gone.
And they talked about this as well, and I said, well, the thickness has actually not bothered people from his customer base in his boutique at all, except with the Black Bay Pro, because it's 39 millimeters only, and the same thickness. So that's he got a lot of feedback from customers saying that this is a bit too thick. Other than that, he said the thickness hasn't really been an issue, but definitely a thinner watch would be nice. Right, so that was interesting. Yeah, but what he said, the big block, the chronograph will come, and then of course something else. Which
I'm very curious to see what will come. But here's the fun fact: Elaine got a Tudor boutique.
Oh wow!
Yes, I didn't even know. So essentially, we had 2 Rolex boutiques, both Russell Khoury, and they were mixed brand stores with Rolex as the priority and Tudor as a secondary. And they officially closed one of them and made the one that's standalone boutique in downtown as 2 stores. They are no longer mixed brand stores. Right next door to each other, we have a Tudor boutique and a Rolex boutique, and that's it. So, which is very, very cool. Because before they used to sell a whole bunch of other crap as well. You know, they had a bunch of Frederick Constantin and like these kinds of random stuff, Alpina. So now it's exclusively Rolex on one side, on one store, and then the other one is Tudor. And so I went into the Rolex one, and the Rolex store was, it was the new style of Rolex store, which was not very much stuff and just a lot of chairs. Essentially, but it would look nice and a lot of history, right? On the walls, they have a lot of, they're really trying because I guess they don't have those big watch cases anymore that are full of watches. So they have to take the space up with something else. So they had a whole bunch of, just stuff on the wall, history stuff. But the Tudor boutique, oh my God, like it was so freaking cool. So you walk in and immediately it's just black. Right. Everything is black and the outside is black. The inside is black. And it's such a contrast between this and the Rolex boutique next door, which is even the tiling on the floor. There's a definitive line like where the Rolex boutique starts and where the Tudor boutique starts. So I was like, that's so cool. It's like light brown on the light brown wood on the Rolex side, and on the Tudor side, it's like black wood. So it's just, they did such a good job. And so you walk in, and first thing you see, there's a V-carb helmet on the wall, real one. There is a surfboard that is autographed by somebody. I have no idea. I don't know pro surfers, but I'm assuming it's somebody important if they're sponsored by Tudor. And then there's there's the scuba diver with the Pelagos on his wrist, like a mock-up in a full skin suit, which we've seen before. I have not seen the surfboard before, and I have not seen the V-carb helmet before in a boutique. Right. Then there is how the bronze cases are made from the block, of bronze or whatever it is. I think copper. I think copper goes in, right? That's what it is. Bronze is a alloy of.
Yeah, it is. This is an interesting mix. Yeah.
But anyway, it shows you how it progresses and how it's milled out and how it's polished, and it's made in like this weird thing. So it's a table, and you turn over these things, and each one shows you the next step, which was cool, super cool. And then there's a whole bunch of history stuff, a whole bunch of it was just so chock full of stuff. And then all the watches, right? Almost all the watches were there, including the new 36 millimeter Ranger, which I tried on again. And that was what brought me to the thing is they are very different. So if I'm wearing my, if I have an Explorer, I could also go for a Ranger. Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't like is the old Crown and the old clasp.
Yeah.
So the fact is, it still has that, not the clasp I have with the pointy, I don't know if you can see it, but like the pointy little point. And of course the crown, I have the knurled crown, which the Pelagos and the Black Bays now have, and they adopted it a little bit later. So though that's the only thing I'm missing on it. And I feel with my OCD, I don't think I could have two Tudors with matching crowns and matching clasps, and then have this one that doesn't match all the other stuff.
It's always a challenge.
I also am not a fan of faux Tina.
Right.
So that's also, a question mark for me. But for $13K, I was talking to the guy, and I was like, it's still such a good deal. I asked him if there's any discounts. He said no. But the fact is, I bought my first Tudor 11 years ago, and it was a Pelagos, and I paid $13K for the blue Pelagos 11 years ago. And the fact is, you can still walk into a Tudor boutique and buy something for the same price as you did. At the time, I think the retail price was around 15, 16. And then after discounts, it would be 13. And now if you think about that as well, 15, 16, 11 years ago, now they're what, 20?
So let me check. The blue Pelagos is 21,200 dirhams.
So it went up by 25% price, right?
Think about it. That's $2,000 more. I mean, not just in dirhams, right? You had 14,000 or 15, you said.
I think it was 15 or 16 at the time.
Okay. So let's say it was
hold on,
15.
Reverse math. If I paid 13, and that was at maybe let's be generous and say it was 13,500 I paid, and that was at a 15% discount.
Yeah.
That puts it at 15,500 for the retail price.
Jesus, man. I mean, look, I don't understand where the prices are going with
so
Tudor.
$6K it went up.
But wow, man, I think this is a lot. I mean, 24,000 for the Pelagos Ultra.
Yeah, okay, but wait. If we look at it in the grand scheme of things, right? It's 25% increase, right? So roughly, no, 33% it went up in price
over 5
over
years.
11 years. Now, look at the Submariner. I bought my no-date sub for 24,000 dirhams.
Yeah. And
I bought my date sub for 26,000 dirhams.
Yeah.
Now, it's 45 for a date sub? That's almost double the price.
That's true.
So in that case, it is significantly more. Not to mention.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you look at for instance, the OPs, those have barely changed in price. I remember those used to be after discount. You'd get like a 20% discount if you were lucky, and you'd pay 18 for an OP, 39. Now, and that would put the price around 22 at the time. And now they're still around 23, 24, I think.
No, they're a bit more. How much is an OP
these days?
I'll show you. Wait a second. Let me just share my screen. I can just set the entire.
I don't think it's much more, right? So they didn't go up too much.
Wait a second. You don't want to see that. This is the tennis match. Wait a second here. Oyster Perpetual, there we go. I mean, I've always looked at the price of the 41 because that's usually, or 36, right? So 28.
No, just look at the price of the 36.
27.
How much? 27.
26, 950. So 27, and for the 41 is 28.
31.
31 is 25. And 28, 25. And 28 is 25, 150. And 28 is 24, 650. So basically, it's 28, 30, 31 are both 25, roughly. 34 is 25 and a half. And then 36 is 27, and 41 is 28, which is funny because they all have the same movement.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the small ones don't. Small
one might have a different one.
Yeah.
But I think 31 onwards, they have the 3230, right? That's what 3250. Sorry.
Let me see. Something.
I think that's what it is. 3250. Is that what it is? That's a no date movement these days.
This is the smaller ones have the 2232. But also Siloxy hairspring already. This is the cool one.
What is the big one?
The big one is 3230, I think. That's the no date version. It's the same movement.
Is that what? And the 3250 is the dates?
Yeah, I think so, because the 3230 is, I think, the one that I have. Let me check here the Submariner without date, because that's the same movement, right? Let me
same movement.
So that I think, scroll. Here, movement, chuck. 3230, yeah. 70 hours paramagnetic. 70 hours power reserve, paramagnetic blue parachrom hairspring. But now, listen. We are going to the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. 31. Cheapy watch, right? Compared to the other one. Has a 2232, and so 2232 manufacturer Rolex movement. 55 hours power reserve, which is okay. But the Siloxy hairspring with silicone and patented geometry. So it has a more modern movement than the Submariner in the small little...
For much less money.
Oyster Perpetual. That is pretty cool, with silicone hairspring. I think I didn't know that. That's amazing. Pretty cool. Yeah. So there you go.
At the end of the day, my point was the fact that you could walk into a Tudor boutique and get something for 13,000 dirhams when 11 years ago, it was also 13,000 dirhams for something at the Tudor boutique. I think that's just, it's nice.
It's nice. It is nice. But it's, they have, of course, still the other ranges here of stuff like these Royals and the Luna and all of these new ones, right, that are a bit cheaper. Let me see what the Black Bay Pro costs. 17 on the straps, 16 and a half. Yeah. I mean, I think what we can see in general is that with Tudor, the secondary market has not risen as much as the retail price, right? I think we can confidently say that on the secondary market, the prices didn't go up according to the sales price. Some watches are still the same price. The Ranger is still probably selling at maximum 9,000 dirhams, as I said, maximum for a new one on the secondary market, while it is 13,000 when you actually buy it, right?
Are you still there?
Yep, I'm still there.
You need to stop sharing your screen.
Okay, I will do that.
You totally went away. I couldn't hear anything for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And in the recording, it's
hopefully the listeners have heard you, but I just sat here watching Frozen Ralph. So for those of you that are curious, we have now started using this beautiful new program called Riverside, which we tried out many times. And it worked flawlessly.
Very nice. Yeah.
Ralph said, I'm going to pay for a subscription.
Yes.
And as soon as Ralph uttered those magic words and put down his credit card, the app then stopped working. And for the last 6 weeks, it has been absolute nonsense. Like disaster. One thing after another. Ralph looks like a potato in the screen. We tried to record a video for you guys last week. Guess what? Didn't work. And we'll try to cobble something together maybe. But so, I mean, it's just one thing after another.
Nice. It's not nice. It's something that's really always not working. I think I don't know. I mean, this we've used this so many times before for in the free version, and then the moment we pay, it turns to rubbish. It's just insane. I don't understand what's going on. But anyhow, so what I was saying while I was frozen was that the secondary prices have not actually caught up with the price increases that Tudor has done. So the Ranger costs about maximum 9,000 on the secondary market if you're into the black dial, right? If you're lucky, if you're lucky to sell it for 9,000,
but not the 36, the 39, 40 or 39 or whatever it is. Yeah,
exactly, 39. But the prices went up, right? From I think whatever it was, 12 before, now it's 13. It's not much, but it's a tiny bit. So I think with the other watches as well, I think the what is it? The white dial chronograph, for example, which is a relatively new model, you can just get it any day for 12,000-13,000, and it's now new, I don't know, again, something in the 20s, right? So yeah, some of them have just not caught up that much in the secondary market, which is, I think, a sign of the times. But it's not bad. But on the other hand, you see that they're actually, or mostly, competing with Omega, and they're still cheaper than Omega.
I don't think they're competing with Omega. I still feel Tudor is one notch below.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too, technically. But I think in the head of the people, Tudor is competing with Omega and Tag Heuer and eating their lunch.
I think Rolex is the competitor for Omega, and I think Omega is eating Rolex's lunch. But it depends on who you are.
No, Omega is not. I mean, from the sales perspective, they're not.
I'm saying from the price perspective. The fact is they beat every price point that Rolex has, and the quality is significantly, if you touch a Rolex and you touch an Omega, I do feel in some ways the Omega feels more modern and feels better. Depending on what you're looking at.
I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know. I think they go that extra mile. For instance, the what's it called? The Milanese bracelet that they have is super nice. Why can't Rolex do anything beyond an Oyster or a Jubilee? No one knows.
No one knows.
Yeah, I mean, but they stick to their own ways. So
let's talk about Mahmoud and see what you wanted to tell me something about him.
So immediately I saw, and he was the first one to post it. The first one I saw, he posted the new AP, the remaster. I think it's the remaster 3 or something. I don't know what 4, 5, 6. I don't know what number they're on.
Is it a remaster?
It is a remaster.
Okay.
And it is essentially Cartier tank looking, squarish jump hour that looks like Man made it, right? The MAEN, and the one that Nico whatever did with Man. It's just stupid. Like, it is not a very good looking watch by any stretch of the imagination. I've already messaged this to our good friend Mahmoud, who was not very pleased with my assessment. But it's essentially got these weird pointy lugs. It's gold with a full black face. Like it's not a dial; it's a face.
Is it onyx or is it just lacquered? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let me see. I'm on the website. I'm checking.
Is it a remaster or is it not a remaster?
No, it's not a remaster.
I read somewhere, 100% I read somewhere it was a remaster.
It just says Jumping Hour. Powered by 52-hour power reserve on the Audemars Piguet website.
Audemars.
The Neo-Frame Jumping Hour is a nod to Audemars Piguet's pioneering role in developing the first jumping hour watches in the 20s. See, this is where I think they just lost it. They lost the trend. Everybody brought out jump hour watches. They obviously saw that and thought, we have to do that as well. But then, of course, it takes a few years, especially with a new movement that they have developed for it.
And it's a circular movement, might I add, in a square watch again. Why?
Yeah, why? but it just says Neo frame jumping hour. So it could be that they have more watches in the Neo frame, which is a very, very, it reminds me obviously of in this frame to GLC, right? The Reverso. Maybe they have more in that frame. What I do like is the font type they chose. It's very cool, very Art Deco. I think the entire watch looks super cool Art Deco. 56,000 Swiss francs. Steep. It is gold, solid gold though, so that's nice. 20 meters water resistance. That's just a new record of low. And yeah,
I'm trying to find what I did. I don't know who posted it, whether it was Fratello or one of these. But someone 100%, I didn't pick it out of my own butt. Someone mentioned that this was a remaster, and maybe they got it wrong. Here's Fratello. Let me see what they said.
So yeah, they have but they have, on the other hand, they have released a couple of other things that are really, really nice, right? They have the new Royal Oak offshore divers, right? They have a super ultra complicated universal calendar pocket watch, which is price on request. Again, something where Audemars Piguet is finally showing off a bit more again of this super high complication stuff like Vacheron Constantin did with a couple of these watches, and even Patek, of course, always does. So I think they're trying to go back into this bit of this, less comic, more serious watchmaking.
Yes, more serious.
Definitely.
You can tell that for sure in this new lineup that they are trying to go for much more serious.
A pocket watch, right? With all of these complications and this crazy opening thing. And you know what the water resistance of the pocket watch is?
Zero,
exactly. It says 0 meters.
I was just guessing, but
no, I like this, that they have the same brackets on their website, and it says just 0 water resistance, 0. But it is pretty.
You don't need one. You don't need water resistance, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
So that is
who said this.
It doesn't matter. He was wrong. It is not.
Yeah, whoever did say it, but I want to call out who was wrong as well. But anyway, long story short, square case, round movement. Yes, they were the first ones to make, so they say, a jump hour movement. That could be argued. I honestly don't know, because I don't know the proof whether they were the first ones or not. This could be one of those things where Rolex said they were the first ones to make the rotating bezel, and then vice versa. Blancpain says they were the first one, and Rolex says no, we were the first one, and then they argue about it for 75 years. Who knows? But
they this is the funny thing. They don't argue. Who argues is people on the internet.
Yes, that's true too. Yeah. So in this case, they probably are correct, because they outright said that they were the first ones to make a jump hour watch. Yeah. So if they were wrong, I think they would be flogged in the public forums. But nonetheless, it's not a very good looking watch. It's actually pretty ugly.
Yeah.
I don't know the sizing. Well, how big is it?
It's 30. No, it's
lug to lug. I'm curious.
I have lug to lug. I don't know. Let me see. Sorry, I had this already here. Neo frame. I have the website open. Specifications here. 34 millimeters. It doesn't say the lug to lug. It's 34. What is 34? Diameter.
It's 34 wide.
Yeah.
You know how huge that's going to be?
Yeah.
That's going to be monstrously huge. What is with AP and gigantic watches?
It's not too high, so I think it's okay.
It's what?
But it is a bit. It's not too high.
34 is nuts. The Santos is 34 wide and 34 tall. And that was, this one is not a square, it's a rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, just to give you an example, my Reverso is like 24.
Yeah, and there's a 29 variant as well.
Yeah, and that's the biggest one is the 29, which is like a big chonker, right? Then the Reverso is the big one is 47 tall, lug to lug. And that's 29 wide. So imagine how much bigger, because just by judging by the proportions, it's a rectangle.
Think it's okay.
Yeah, just like that other freaking Remaster 02 that they made that was wide, and it was literally this turned on its side.
They have no picture of anybody wearing it.
It probably doesn't exist. It's just the Chat GPT render for now. Like,
but I now figured out what the dial is. The dial is a black PVD treated sapphire. Which is fantastic. Then complemented by pink gold toned micro blasted apertures.
That's exactly what I've been looking for.
So now a PVD treated sapphire dial is, I think, 100% cheaper than an onyx dial.
I think it's cheaper than a gold as well. Like if you look at the Cartier jump hour, the entire thing is gold. We look at the Louis Vuitton jump hour, the entire thing is gold. Which one do you think is going to cost less?
But now I have a question. Well, yeah, of course. Everybody is costing less than the AP.
Yeah.
So you have this sapphire, black PVD treated, and then you have, of course, a normal sapphire on top of that sapphire. Okay. Well, or is there no sapphire? That would be interesting if there would be no sapphire, because it looks like it that there is no sapphire, but then of course there couldn't be water resistance. I'm confused.
I don't know.
Is there a cover over these cutouts? It doesn't look like there is none. I need to see a proper video.
If there's any water resistance,
20
which
meters.
there is, it would have to be.
I'm
looking at the Hodinkee post. Even
the render shows that there's basically you can see I don't know.
I'm looking at that too. I see exactly what you're talking about. Whether
the cutouts are actually covered or not. It doesn't look like it, right? It's weird. Maybe.
I did find the reference to Remaster. Hodinkee said it. And it says it introduces a different design language alongside the Royal Oak and Remaster lines.
Alongside. Okay.
Alongside. So it is not a remaster.
So who's to blame?
But I know what you're saying. They're now going to be selling a square, rectangular, reverso style Cartier tank style watch.
Yep.
And they will have a bunch of other things besides this jump hour in this case.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it is not a particularly good looking watch. The strap looks like...
Strap is rubber, no? Or what is it?
I don't know, but it reminds me of, like when you go and get like a G-Wagon and then you take your G-Wagon to like Mansory and they make this stupid, terrible looking interior. That's what that strap looks like.
Hey, I want a G-Wagon, which is a classic car, and I want to make it crypto bro like, please.
Iranian, nightclub owner is also something that we can call it.
Most Iranians I know are very classy. Anyhow,
the nightclub owners with all the gold chains, you know what I'm talking about?
But don't go to German nightclub owners. They're also, polar bear coat with a big gold chain.
Yes, exactly.
Jaguar car back in the day.
These are the people who would wear this watch.
Yeah, but this bracelet here is, I figured it out, is a black calfskin leather strap, which is printed in this. Oh,
so you take a good material and make it ugly.
Yeah, make it look like rubber. Yeah, but it has an 18 karat gold pin buckle. So, there you go.
To match the sapphire instead of gold on top.
Yeah. So, okay, now we have, after we roasted Zenith in one of our recent episodes.
We never roasted Zenith. Zenith is an outstanding brand. And I forgot to mention, imagine if Tudor came out with, and we were talking about Tudor, and you froze and I didn't get to say this, but imagine Zenith needs to be revitalized, right?
Okay.
And Rolex is not going to make any more Zenith Daytonas. But imagine an El Primero in a Tudor chronograph. That I could see happening.
Do you know that in the auction there's an Octo with an El Primero movement at the moment?
Yeah, we talked about that one already.
For 7,000 we did, yeah, okay.
Talked about that one.
Okay, so
anywho,
what is else is new at AP, which didn't make the big headlines, is of course the offshore divers that I mentioned, and they have nice color combinations. We have a one in with a white strap and pinkish bezel, the internal bezel, which is very surprising to see that for 42 millimeter diver, which is massive, right? Pinkish, but we have that. We have a Tiffany blue one with a Tiffany blue strap and a Tiffany blue insert. Yeah, I mean, obviously they don't say Tiffany blue to it. They call it different. Then we have a new blue diver, which looks exactly like the old diver, except that it has golden hands as far as I can see and a golden logo. Why that is,
no one knows.
No one knows. So we have one, but this is one is 26,000 Swiss francs, and the new one is, you want to bet?
More.
No. A bit less. 500 less. For whatever reason, it's less. But it has a golden hands and a golden helium escape. Sorry, not the helium escape. This for the internal bezel. This dial, and the other one in gold with pink gold accents. It's interesting why they have this. But then you have the other ones, which are like the teal one. It's also 26,000 Swiss francs. Tja. Yeah. What can I say?
You lost me at AP, so I've checked out.
But it is anniversary of the Royal Oak Offshore this year, 50-year anniversary of that watch.
Every year is some anniversary for AP. Last year it was their 120th or whatever, 50th, 150th, I think it was.
When did the Offshore come out? Was it 50 years? No, it
was 90. Was it? I thought it was 92.
72.
I think it was 96.
No, it was the offshore. The offshore. Yeah, the offshore.
In the 90s.
90s. Then it's 30 year. That could be.
Yeah. The offshore came out when the whole big watch craze was a big thing. I think it was the 90s.
That's possible. Offshore released.
Pretty sure.
So yeah.
Fact check me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, it's actually the origin. Yeah, okay, 93.
92, 93 is what I guessed.
Okay. It says here the Beast was featured in 1993. And then it gained traction with colorful variants by 1996. So yeah, it's actually this. And they have only sold 700 pieces from 1993 to 1995. So apparently,
Not
so
surprised.
the offshore. I think the official offshore with colorful stuff, which started to sell, was 1996. So I guess that's 30 years. So maybe that's what they can celebrate. Who knows? Okay, let's move on. Who else has?
Who else are we roasting?
Happy things.
I don't know. Frankly, I just don't understand what AP is doing. Like, and Mahmoud, last time he was on, he mentioned, something is coming, and this is what it was.
That was the jump hour.
And he said it was a jump hour, but I'm like, yes, but nobody cares anymore. Like, we cared 2 years ago.
The hype train has left the station.
Yeah, it's so far gone that there's no point to it anymore. But here comes AP.
Maybe they revive the trend for a bit, right? I mean, that cat
the trend was just now revived. Like, you cannot revive a trend that had just been revived.
No, I mean, they keep it on just from fading away a bit longer with the jump hours. I'm sure there's a few more companies coming out with jump hour watches that just need more time to actually develop them. Is that good? I don't know. Do we need more jump hour watches? I don't think so.
We don't.
But,
I think we have enough. It's done. Yeah. It's sailed. That ship has sailed. Let's put them down to rest.
So I recently wanted to buy the MIP watch, right? The MIP Casio, changing directly to a watch that
I saw one in the metal. Did I tell you this?
Yes. I saw that too
at Abu Dhabi Airport. So
nice.
At Abu Dhabi Airport, I saw the rubber one, and it was cool. It looked exactly like what you think it would look like. So nothing special. In terms of, it being a G-Shock, it is just a regular G-Shock with the MIP screen, which I thought it was so cool, neat.
I like it. So I still think and for the price of for the price of not even 1/3 of a AP rubber strap, it's not too bad actually.
It's not too terrible, but at the end of the day, I have both. those exact watches, right? I have the silver one from you, and then I have the black rubber with the stainless steel core case back.
Okay.
Screw down. And I'm like, just these are the exact two watches they just came out with again, right? So I'm like, I have both. I'm not gonna. MIP is for those that don't know MIP. It is the memory in pixel. Is that what it stands for?
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
Which is their new screen resolution. For if those of you that didn't hear our old episode that we just had a couple weeks ago about G-Shock. So is it a big deal for me? No, not at all. Like, I could care less at the end of the day.
For me, it's a big deal, especially for the inverted, the negative displays.
The negative displays, yeah.
Because they are so legible with this memory in pixel. It is insane. The contrast is so high. You can, especially the more light you have in the watch, the better it is, right? And it's even in the dark, it's really cool and very easily legible. I think it's a game changer. And this is what I want to do in every square metal G-Shock. I would like to have that, and I think it will come. I still have not seen any of the steel ones available here in the region. The steel
only the rubber one, right?
Yeah, only the rubber ones, and they are constantly sold out now. People have
if you're traveling out of Abu Dhabi Airport,
I am actually traveling out of Abu Dhabi Airport. Yes, next week.
Check it out. The G-Shock boutique is...
this week in 3 days.
Well, there you have it. Go check it out. Maybe it's still there. They also had the what was it? The one that I had for a split second. The one that was the reissue of the original, the first G-Shock. They had that one as well for sale. Right. With the rubber one, which also was pretty cool. I just didn't need 2 rubber G-Shocks at the time. They had that as well. They also have a very nice Zenith. That's where I was trying on the Zenith, and the guy was telling me, I'll give it to you for 31,000 dirhams, and the retail price was like 38, 39. And I told him no. And I said, okay, well, I'm literally leaving right now. Like, what would I do with this gigantic box? And I was like, if you tell me I could come back and pick up the box on my way back, or you just ship it to my house, we can make a deal maybe. And the guy's like, no, we cannot do that. So I'm like, so you want me to take the watch without the box, effectively?
Exactly.
I'm like,
well, you can hand carry it if you. I mean, you obviously didn't fly first class, because this is only for first class customers.
Yes, exactly.
Unlimited hand luggage.
No, I was flying Wizz Air, and they would have charged me like 600 dirhams to bring a box on the freaking flight. And I'm not paying 600 dirhams on the way there and on the way back. No, actually, that's a lie. On the way there, I could have used my duty-free bag, right? And just put it in there. Yeah. On the way back, I would have had to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. So I told the guy no, but that's not the real reason, obviously, right? When the resale value is like 20K, I don't think I would pay 30.
Yeah. It has to be something very special that you want, right? You know what I like? What came out new?
What? Tell me, Ralph.
Two watches that came. I will tell you. I can even show you.
Don't show me. You will freeze. No, do not show me anything. Okay. Riverside Studio cannot handle you talking and showing.
Yeah. So what I like is the Hanhardt Moby Dick. An incredibly good looking watch. Just go to hanhardt.com and then look at
Hanhardt.
And this is one of their new products, right? And I think the Moby Dick is a 39 millimeter chronograph, and it comes in either with a steel bracelet or with a leather strap or other straps that you can choose, and it's really, really nice. It's a manual winding chronograph with the 2 subdials. Historical logo on top. It's a reissue of a military version that they have for decades. Fans have asked Hanhardt to reissue that watch or make a new version of it, and they haven't.
It's a white dial with blued hands.
Yes, and the blued hands are apparently very nicely blued, so that in a way that they just don't super dominate it with the blue. It looks decent apparently, but yeah. And that's from people who actually have seen it in the metal, which I have not.
I like it. I don't hate it.
It's really nice. Yeah, exactly. It's a really
and
nice
you can
watch.
check it out on the bunt strap, the brown leather bunt strap.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted to share it. It's the price. I mean, look at the bloody price. It's under 2,000 euros. There you go.
Where's the thickness of this? Because I'm assuming it's not going to be a thin watch.
I don't know because it's
13 millimeters only.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. It says with glass 13.3 or without the crystal 11.5.
See, that's a bulbous crystal, which is no problem. It slips under stuff very easily.
Not because of course this reminds me of the Type 20s, right? And the Type 20s, the one that I had, the Longines, that thing was like a chonker, right? That was like 15 plus 15.6 or something millimeters thick. I don't remember exactly, but it was so thick. So I'm very surprised at how thin this is. And this is movement. And on the other hand, the Longines was a ETA movement. So the fact that the ETA movement was so thick because it was the Valjoux 7750 derivation.
Well, this one is too, right? It's based on the 7750. It's an SW510. It's manual, yeah. So
that's the difference.
Shaved off the automatic rotor. And I said, despite the heavily domed sapphire crystal, we have retained a height of just 13.6 millimeter. Our aim was to make the 417 ES Moby Dick as slim as possible in order to achieve a present but not disproportionate appearance on the wrist. Because 39 millimeters, if you are too thick, it just looks blah, right?
Yeah.
But I think they did this very nice with the mid case, the shaved off, going down with the conical version a bit, then the coin edge, and then of course the dial.
Like the coin edged rotating bezel.
It's really nice. Yeah,
it's
really nice.
It is. I agree wholeheartedly. I agree
nice
hand-heartedly.
Hand-heartedly. Then there's another one. It's the Vacheron Constantin Overseas Turbillon, but with a lovely red titanium case, which is new, and red dial. So red dial, titanium case, and Turbillon. I love it if it would be the normal version in titanium. Of course, they had to throw in a bloody Turbillon to make it very, very expensive. And of course, they have done something which I must absolutely applaud Vacheron Constantin. They have used a peripheral rotor on this watch.
Okay.
So it's an automatic Turbillon, but with a peripheral rotor. How cool is a peripheral rotor, right?
I like peripheral rotors.
Me too.
They're cool.
And especially the way they have done it. Let me quickly share. Come on. Just for a short moment.
Get ready to freeze.
This one, share here.
Shutting down. Ralph is frozen already.
Look at this movement. You can see
it. It's a movement.
So nice with this peripheral rotor there on the outside. This nice pink gold. Wow, I love it. So
yeah, you froze again.
I'm stopped sharing.
You were freezing again. But anyway, yes, it was a good looking movement, and I do like peripheral rotors because then of course you get to see all of the movement. The only thing I like better than peripheral movements or peripheral rotor movements are manual movements. Because I don't like rotors.
Yeah, but in this case, you have a 80-hour power reserve with a Turbillon. That's pretty good as well. I like it.
Yeah, I like
it. Titanium. I like it. It ticks all the boxes. Ticks all the boxes, but it does just not tick.
Boxes you have to be ticked, but peripheral rotor Turbillon is not on mine.
It just ticks my tickling boxes, and it's just the only thing that doesn't tick is my wallet's tick boxes.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's
speaking of ticks that my wallet doesn't tick. I found. Remember in our last episode we were talking about what watch we would get if we could rebuild our own collection.
Yeah.
And I said I would get a 14060M Submariner. So then that got me down the rabbit hole of looking at 14060Ms. And I found one. And I was very picky. I said I wanted new old stock. And I found one. These were discontinued in 2010. 2010 was the last year of production. And I found one that was purchased in 2016 from a Rolex AD. So 6 years after discontinuation. It had just been sitting around, apparently. And it is unworn. and has never been polished, never been anything. It had some handling scratches, which I could care less about. But it was also in UAE. And I was like, oof, like this is tough. So then I was like, should I sell? Because I would have to sell my Explorer and then probably end up selling my one of my Tudors to pay for this sub. And I'm just like, I don't think so. Like, this is my issue. Is I was like, yeah, I love it, but it's not titanium, right? So I like my Pelagos better. It's not 37 millimeters and vintage looking. So I like my Black Bay too much to sell it. So I'm like, and then I was like, and the Explorer is just too good of an everyday watch to get rid of. So at the end of the day, I said, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe if I was restarting, I would do it that way and just get one watch and just do that. But then maybe I would get an Explorer. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I found the perfect watch. And even then I said, nah, I'm good. And the price was wonderful as well. I think it was like $38,000.
Wow.
And but it wasn't for me, I think. So despite me in my mind wanting it to be for me, I don't think it's the right one.
Yeah. What I will do, I'll try in my next small little trip to India. I will check if I can find a pre-owned watch dealer in that city where I'm going, which is not, it's a tier 2 city, right? So it's not one of the big ones. So it is probably not as easy, but I will try. Let's see. Maybe I can find some good stuff.
Yeah, of course. That would be cool. Speaking of cool stuff, a friend of mine came and showed me a watch, and it was a HMT.
Yes.
And it was
Hindustan Machine Tools.
Yes,
exactly.
Hindustan Machine Technologies, I thought it.
No, Tools.
Is it Tools
Machine
or Technology?
Tools.
Whatever
I think
it
the
is.
company was called Machine Tools, I think.
And I got to play with one for the first time ever. I'm looking at it. Is it Machine? It is Machine Tools. So
I know.
Machine Tools written in one word. Machine Tools. So it was cool. I really, really liked it. It was a small little, I think maybe like 36 millimeter, 34 millimeter white dial or silver dial, something light colored with no dates. So it was quite nice. I wound it and it felt crisp. So it was some new old stock piece that they found, and it was very nice.
Okay.
So I was highly, highly impressed by it for, of course, not just for that price point, but just in general, I was impressed by how good of a watch it was.
Yeah, it is surprising. I mean, for the value, I mean, for the money you pay, right? I mean, look, this is the price of a spring bar.
Essentially, yeah.
I paid $12 or so for my HMT watches, and you think this is just absolutely insane.
I don't know how they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, the movement was made in a license from Citizen, but it's a proper watch and it looks really cool, and they last forever. I mean, we have still the one from my father-in-law, which is now 48 years old, and that watch is still ticking. And probably has never seen a service.
You also wouldn't service it.
Well, there are. I mean, this is the cool thing. There were in India, of course, a lot of this roadside watch servicing, right? Because of there was only one watch available. Guess, yeah. You know what I mean? It was just the citizen movement. Everybody knew the movements. Everybody could work on them.
But it's not just that. It's the fact that we're looking at it like, okay, $14 is super cheap. But if you look at it from their perspective, it was still an investment for people in India, right? So it was not a throwaway product like we would view it.
Back in the days, for sure. And you could repair it for a few rupees, right? I mean, this is because
labor was zero.
And there was, this was a closed market. So that means there was no other watches available there.
Yeah.
That's how Titan became so big from the Tata Group, because they started with quartz watches when HMT was still...
Like crap.
Well, they are catering to a specific market, obviously, right? But not all of them are bad.
The nightclub owners, the Indian nightclub owners now, with a gigantic watches.
Everybody goes through these phases, right? Every society, and then there is this show-off phase when you want to have as big of a watch as possible because you want everybody to see it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's always it's.
I
it's
must
just
have
a
been
thing
absent. I must have been sick for that phase or something, because I never had this phase. I never once had a watch that was too big for me.
No. I mean, as a society. I'm not saying as a person.
Me personally, me personally, I never had a big watch. It just shows you how confident of a human being I am.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, my personality is big. I don't need the watch as well.
Yeah.
No, not funny.
Yeah, your personality.
Ralph is very distracted.
Sorry. No, yeah, I was distracted by the.
I was just talking about how nice of a person I am.
Yeah, you're the nicest person ever.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
Only praise comes out of your face.
Yes, and I'm modest.
100%. Yeah. What to do?
What else? What else is new? Anything else came out in the last couple of weeks since we?
I think there's a lot. I mean, there's a new Tissot.
The new PRX in 37,
38 millimeters. Very nice designs. A new Tissot Ballads. Yeah, of course, but it's something new. I mean,
this obsession with date windows has really got to go, because I'm really sick and tired of seeing. I would like a Tissot, but like everything has to have a date window. Like I just don't understand why.
I think otherwise it's a bit quiet. I do think
we're ramping up, right? We're ramping up for Watches and Wonders. So it's coming next month.
Did I tell you about the new Selita movement?
No,
I did not, because that is, I think, absolutely revolutionary. We have a new Selita movement, which is the Selita SW200-2. Now, hold your breath. This watch is a drop-in replacement for the SW200-1.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, it's unbelievable, right? But it does. But what it does have is a completely new construction inside, even though it's compatible, right? I mean, it has
a longer power reserve, you say?
Correct. 65 hours.
We went from 38 because it was 38. I had two watches with this movement, if not more. And it was a 38-hour power reserve. So it barely make you through a day.
They have increased it for some of these other watches that are, they created with this AMT and others together. Selita AMT is one company. It's basically subsidiary for these manufacturing movements, right? But this one is now just a standard, very, very cheap in brackets. It's a replacement. It's supposed to replace the entire SW201 line in the long run. And it does have already all of the different complications. So you get it with a moon phase, you get it with manual wind, you get it with this and that. And so they have really done a lot of different variations of this watch already. So it is really, really nice that they have done that.
Interesting.
At least I find this is very, very nice. We can now finally buy these watches with these kind of movements, with Selita movements, for a very good price, and don't have to compromise on the bloody power reserve, which really started to annoy me in the watches that I still have with the ETA 2824, like my Super Ocean Breitling. You just skip a day and it wasn't fully wound when you put it on in the watch box. You pick it up again, you have to set it again. So I just 50 hours at least I want. 70 ideally, 100 even better, but that's cool. I mean, I think this is really nice. 65 is just perfect for a very approachable price, and hopefully with all the robustness that we have. And of course, unlike what Tissot or ETA has done, or the Swatch Group has done with the PRX80, they have not reduced the beat rate. We still have 28,800.
So it's a proper extension of the power reserve.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing you wanted to say is you said, before we got started today, that you wanted to talk about potentially what could be coming in the future as well.
Yeah.
Do we have enough time for this? Let's see. What do we got?
It's just 1 minute, because we have a big anniversary coming for the Nautilus.
Ew, gross. I thought you were going to say something nice.
Patek Nautilus.
No, Tudor. Tudor is going to have their 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
I think it's a big block. The big block chrono that we already talked about.
Yes,
that's what's going to come.
So I thought
this year for sure.
Who cares about the Patek?
I have said it for the last 3 years since it came out with the only watch, the prototype. I said this year it's coming, but this year it's 100th anniversary.
The thing is, they're going to just piss you off, not bring it out, and they'll bring it out next year when you totally give up on it.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what's going to happen.
It's gonna come. I'm sure.
So there's some other big anniversaries as well, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember seeing that there were some more anniversaries coming up.
Yeah, special models have anniversaries, brands have anniversaries. There's stuff happening. I also forgot this now. I am running out of steam and energy because I have not had my lunch and it's late. So
on that bombshell, on Ralph's lack of food bombshell, we will pick up where we left off next week, and maybe we will talk about some new watches that we can see ourselves or want in the future being released.
Wanting, longing, lusting after, yes.
Because we started talking about this a while back, but we never actually finished, right? So what are our expectations? What are our predictions for watches and wonders?
What would be a watch where you say, all right, I'm selling a cornerstone of my collection.
Yes.
Yeah, or everything, or just a cornerstone of your collection for it.
I think there would be a few of these floating around in my mind where I would actually sell something to buy something else. So we'll talk about this next time.
Let's see. All right.
Thank
Thank you very much. Speak to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.